So what about the internal, CKid? Did that get an upgrade as well? Will it be faster in performance and loading times? This is personally where I feel like Nintendo. So there's a brand new Nintendo Switch that's coming out, y'all, and I gotta tell you guys all about it. Now, you already know there's gonna be a bigger display, there's gonna be a better display, there's also gonna be a brand new kickstand. Finally, we're getting that kickstand that I've been wanting for the longest, and then we also getting a brand new docking station. Now, all of this stuff is gonna be coming out around October, around the fall time frame. Now, what if I told y'all that that is not the only thing you guys need to know before you guys buy the brand new Nintendo Switch OLED model? Now, let's go ahead and sit down on the couch, bringing you guys into my world, and let's go ahead and talk about it and break this whole thing down. Let's go. Now, the other day, y'all, Nintendo Switch finally, and I mean finally, made the announcement, man, that we all been waiting for. Well, kinda, of the next new Nintendo Switch OLED model. Now, I'm a fan of the Nintendo Switch. I would say so. You know, I got a custom painted one right here that you guys can see. But before we get too heavy into this video, right now, I want you guys to comment down below how many likes is on this video, man, at the time that you guys are watching it. And if you guys do that, I got a little something for you guys later in this video, so hang tight. Now, I'm gonna be honest, man, the only reason I was interested in the Switch in the first place is because of Zelda Breath of the Wild, which I cannot wait for that BO-Dub 2, because you already know your boy is gonna be copping that for sure. Like, literally, man, that game, when it first came out, I couldn't even put the damn thing down because it was that addicting to me, as well as it was addicting to my wife, because we would always like race to see who can get home first, so we can get on the sticks first, and then, you know, that person would get it, but, you know, I would win. So the first thing that you guys should know that's going to be different with this one over the other models is the display. So there are three things with this screen that you guys should know before you buy it. Now, the first thing is now it has a 7-inch display compared to this old one that I have here, which is a 6.2-inch display. And if you guys got the kind of the newer Switch Lite one, that is a 5.5-inch display. Now, number two is kind of technically part of number one, and that is you guys really going to be getting the same size footprint as the original Switch. So if you have this one, the new one is literally going to feel the exact same. Reason being is because technically the screen is not really getting bigger. Instead of that, Nintendo decided to go ahead and just make these black bezels that's right up here. They're literally going to shrink them and make them smaller, which is going to appear to make the size of the screen bigger. Now, I'm not mad at that because more screen real estate we get is always better. And that final and third thing, man, is going to be an OLED display. Now, from a quality perspective, OLED is always going to be better for resolution than an LCD display that we currently have on the first gen model. Yes, but OLED is also known for its deep contrasty blacks that is much more punchier and not always necessarily brighter. Now, if you guys are indoor, this won't really be a problem. But one of my major concerns with this is if you guys are the type of person who likes to game on the go, for example, being outside in direct sunlight, especially since the pandemic and people getting back to outside, will it have higher enough nits for users to be able to see the display in all bright conditions? Now, I'm sure this is something that Nintendo has already thought over, and it probably won't be a problem. Well, at least I hope so. Now, the next thing that I feel is a major increase, and that is the internal storage department. So the OLED Switch that you guys see here on the screen will increase from 32 gigabytes to 64 gigabytes of internal storage. Now, this is a good sign to me because, for example, one of my biggest concerns with my PS5 right now is the small amount of storage space that I have due to the games that we are playing nowadays have crazy large files. So to see Nintendo recognize this is a plus in my book. Plus, who don't want more storage? Because even with me making these videos that you guys are watching right now, man, I'm telling y'all, I'm always running out of storage like crazy. Seagate, help your boy out. Now, if you guys want to go ahead and increase your storage, then you still can go ahead and pick up an SD card and go ahead and expand your storage capacity for literally fairly pretty cheap. But I rock with this upgrade on the system, so salute to Nintendo. Now, the biggest issue that I have with the OG Switch model is this flunky kickstand that we got right here. Now, I tell you, this is by far the weakest, and I mean the weakest part of the Nintendo Switch. Like, it's like leaning a dumbbell of a weight on a toothpick and expecting it to balance and hold a weight. Just not gonna happen at all. So Nintendo fixed that problem with this all new redesign of the kickstand. Now, instead of it actually being just in the corner like you guys see right here, they went ahead and extended it all the way across the back throughout the entire OLED Switch model, which is low-key how I feel the original design, this one right here, should have been. Also, it's gonna allow you guys to adjust it to two different heights. There's a normal way that you guys can kickstand, and then there's a way that you can lay it a little bit further back if you want to have multiple people playing on the same Switch and be able to see kind of more of that screen real estate, because, you know, if you lay it up, then the person who's in front of is gonna have that advantage. So, hey, it's a little tip right there. Now, before we actually get into some of the things that I wish they would have changed that we are currently not seeing on this updated model, let's go ahead and talk about the improvements that they made to the audio side and the docking station. So first off, guys, Nintendo mentioned that they will be getting what they are calling enhanced sound. Now, I'm gonna be honest with y'all, man. I'm not sure truly what that really means or what it's gonna actually sound like. For sure, I'm definitely gonna be letting you guys know once I get one here in house. Now, if it's anything like the PS5 with its 3D audio technology that really makes your game and the audio come to life, like for example, when I'm playing games like Call of Duty Warzone with the headphones on, man, you can literally hear every freaking thing, like bullets flying by, like your left, your right ear sounding like it's coming from behind you. Like, it is crazy. So if they was to bring that enhanced audio or that 3D audio technology to the Nintendo Switch OLED model, that would actually be kind of fire. Because having this on games like Breath of the Wild 2, that's gonna be fire. Now, the next thing is when it comes to the docking station, you're gonna notice more rounded edges on the corners of the dock, which is something that I personally like because I feel like it makes it a little bit more modern. Also, when you guys turn it around, there is a new way to open up the back of the Switch with this new like curved, like cutout design that they got. Also, it serves a purpose of now being able to run an Ethernet cable to your docking station to hardwire right into your home network. Now, this is going to be great for multiplayer games that you guys will be playing with your friends to give you a better internet connection over Wi-Fi. Now, this is also a new addition that I also personally welcome because I feel like since the dock is not something that is really moving, why not go ahead and add this as a feature? So, as you guys have seen, the system dock connectivity should never be an issue. Now, again, Nintendo, salute to you. So, what about the internal CKid? Did that get an upgrade as well? Will it be faster in performance and loading times? Well, to me, this is personally where I feel like Nintendo might have actually dropped the ball on that part. Now, let me tell you guys why. So, when it actually comes to the battery, it will literally have the exact same battery that we got in the original model. Now, the life of that battery is like anywhere between 4.5 to 9 hours, depending on the usage. And in my personal experience, when I'm playing games on the Switch, my current Switch here, I'm not getting the 4.5 to 9 hours. I'm literally getting around like 4.5, maybe 5 hours at max before I have to recharge it and put it back on the dock. Now, most of the time, if I'm on a flight from like Midwest to LA on the West Coast, then it won't even be able to make that full flight, which is not really a good look. Now, it's kind of disappointing that Nintendo didn't increase the battery capacity to be just a little bit stronger than what we actually are getting. Granted, this might have meant making the handheld portion of the Switch console just a little bit thicker, but I personally would have welcomed that if that is what it actually took. Also, when it comes to the processor, are we getting an upgrade to that? No, we're actually not getting an upgrade to that as well. The experience is literally going to be the exact same that we got on the current Switch with the new OLED Switch. Guess we're just gonna have to kind of wait for that Switch Pro model to come out for that. Last thing before I actually wrap this video up is I wish they would have given us a 1080p display for the OLED panel on the handheld Switch. Now, understand it will be 7-inch display. It wouldn't really make a difference, but to me personally, I would have least liked it to be 1080p OLED display instead of a 720 display. Now, when you guys actually dock it, it is going to output to your monitor at a 1080p resolution, but on the handheld itself, I would have preferred 1080 OLED versus 720 OLED. Now, I know I said the last thing was like the last thing, but I promise y'all this is the last thing. One thing that I wish they would have talked about and upgraded is the Joy-Cons themselves. Now, this is not necessary. Now, I could only be saying this because I'm personally spoiled when it comes to next-gen consoles, mainly with the PS5. Hold on, let me get my PS5 controller. Let me get this bad boy right here. All right, so this controller right here has literally some of the dopest piece of tech in it that I've ever seen. Now, I would have loved to see like the haptic feedbacks, the internal microphones on them maybe. I just think it would have been really dope for them to advance the technology in the Joy-Cons to match the same thing that we get in next-gen consoles like with the PS5. I think I would have liked it also if they would have just made it as like a side option. You can get like upgraded Joy-Cons that has like more haptic movements and different things like that within it that are similar to the PS5. Again, not really necessary, but it is something that I would have at least liked as an option for an add-on with the brand new Nintendo Switch. But overall, man, to be honest, I do like the color scheme because they did go with a different color scheme this time, because this way I don't necessarily get lost in all of the color options and all of that stuff. It can literally be overwhelming at times. Simpler to me is always better. And in this case, it works best for sure. And plus, as a PS5 owner, that black and white combo is actually gonna look best on my setup than what I currently have right now, and it's just gonna look better in people's setups and homes overall. Now, I'm curious, if you have a current Switch, are you guys planning on upgrading to that one? And if this is your first time thinking about getting a Nintendo Switch, will you guys be copping this one? Let me know down in the comment section below, along with how many likes is on this video. I don't want y'all to forget. Now, if you guys found some value in this video, man, go ahead and click on that subscribe button, as well as go ahead and click on that like, as well as the dislike button, because your opinion is your opinion, and all opinions are welcome here on this channel, man. Thanks again for watching. See y'all in the next one. Squad.